whenever uthenga kubo my friend, sometimes bayakutshela ukuthi hey le 20 cent ayisathengi, ayisebenzi kanjani nawe i-passport yakho engasebenzi. For most of them, they are even here illegally. Phela siyakwazi ukuthi ufike kanjani. Nokugeza abagezi abo my friend. Abo my friend abagezi. Did you know that khona abo my friend bathengisa insangu? Lapha eBinoni nje. If a black person decides to open a store, mawufika lapha esitolo sakhe ndoda, mothi ufuna ukuthenga abugwayi abekho. Ufuna isinkwa asikho. I-coke ayikho. Ngathi uthengisa ayikho nje. Into ayithengisayo ayikho kahle kahle. So mawungafika eThema akunamakula wena ndiya akusana leyo shandisi, because angisho nalokudla kwabo sometimes sekubulala abantwana, akhulisa abantwana nani. So umphakathi waseThema ovele wafika wathi hey yazi enough is enough ngindiya. Remember those motherfuckers, they don't take their money to the bank. It's either le mali iyaphuma ibuyela le eEthiopia or eIndia or eSomalia whatever, or ikhona lapha esitolo. Imali ikhona lapha esitolo igcwele amabhakede. Weed is not a drug. Well, it's a certain high, your highness, but it's not a drug. It's just a plant. It just grows like that. And if you set to happen to set it on fire, there are some effects. I don't know if anybody had realized this, but sobriety is actually difficult, way more than rehabilitation. Because some people tend to think that weed and alcohol are the gates to hell, so, but there are certain churches that use Red Maltana as their Holy Communion. If kids are doing drugs at an early age, by the time they get older, they're going to become fucked up adults, man. Actually, I got to applaud somebody who's actually was on drugs. You were on drugs and then you decide to no longer partake in drugs, not simply because something bad happened or it almost ruined your life, but with the fact that you just feel like, hey, you know what? I think I'm good. Man, you deserve all the praise, man. You deserve all the shout out, man. It's not easy to not get high. If you lie under oath, they're going to charge you with perjury. So, most of the ministers, they lied under oath. Vusi Cat came and exposed all them motherfuckers. And sometimes people might be like, how can you trust a word of a criminal? This is not just any random criminal, motherfucker.
We live in a world where the system and capitalism turns a blind eye on its hoi polloi. As we all know that nothing is permanent, I welcome you all to the Lung Tray segment where we're gonna talk, share, listen and laugh if it's laughable. So sit back, relax. I'm your host, Trader Tebo here. See you soon.
I don't know if it's me or everyone is on fatigue, because, or maybe it's because it's December, because my sekuyaphithizela busy, left, right, and center nje kubusy kuyaphithizela. Abanye abantu bafuna ukuya emakhaya, nami ngifuna ukuya emakhaya too. Ayikasi sometimes kuyakhathaza too. Ukuhlala ekhaya akuyakhathaza too. Sometimes ubhekane nento eyodwa, abantu bacela igwayi, bacela ibhiya, bacela imali, njalo. Hayi man, hayi. Ngikhathele. At least mangafika lapha emakhaya ngiyokhotha idlozi nje. Bese ngibuye, maybe ngizothi mangibuye senginamandla, sengi-strong. Yabo? At least because my ukhathalekile bra wami. My khathalekile muthu. Khathalekile serious, but we are here now, man. We just try by all means to make sure that we try to make a good episode week in, week out. Even though last week we were supposed to upload on Monday, but then due to some difficulties here and there, we had to upload on Thursday. And the people were coming for me and they were like, "Ndoda kwenzala, khamba nje. Phela kade silindile le episode ya this week, but asiyiboni." Nami angazi ukuthi ngiphendule ngithini ngoba bengekho. Yabo, so if I was here in the studio, I was gonna try to tell my guys to at least speed up the process, but I wasn't here. I was busy running certain errands at another province. So, but now that I'm here, and then I'm here in the studio, I'm like, man, this is bullshit, man. This is bullshit. Not that it's bullshit what we're doing, but I'm tired, bruh. I'm tired. Even whenever you try to conduct a certain research, the energy it's just not there. It's not there, man. Maybe it's because it's December. Because we were not planning on recording anything, to be honest, during December. During these holidays, we were not planning to record anything. anything whatsoever. So, but because sometimes whatever that we're doing, it's in demand. So we be like, hey, okay, I guess we are obliged. We are obliged to do something, you know. By the way, we'll come back to the Lang Tree segment. Remember, this is the segment we're going to be talking, listening, sharing, laughing. If it's laughable, niggas. All you all know. You gotta laugh. I mean, that's the whole point. The point is to laugh, man. Jokes on you, motherfucker. Jokes on you, man. So, but like I said, today I just came here to the studio. I don't know, just to speak. Just to speak. At least we should have an episode for this week. We didn't plan anything. We didn't do any research whatsoever. But since South Africa is a movie, we're gonna try to talk about what's been happening throughout. I mean, there are certain stories that they didn't quite made it to the news, but they made it to us. So we're gonna try to talk about them. Like this other story. Actually, it's not a story. Some people are saying it's a rumor, but because I'm from the hood, I know that this is not a rumor, it's a fact. So I don't know if anyone had realized this, but whenever uthenga kubo my friend, sometimes bayakutshela ukuthi hey, le 20 cent ayisathengi, le 10 cent ayisathengi, ngathi kufuneka i50 cent, 1 rand ukuya phezulu. So but my thing is, why are those, sorry about that. My thing is, why are those Somalian tech shop owners coming here to South Africa? First of all, some of them or most of them, they are even here illegally. You come here illegally, but then later on you're gonna try and tell me which money works and which money doesn't work. I feel like that is bullshit, man. Because in most cases, sometimes I get the feeling that even Operation Tutula, it's been diluted now. It's no longer doing the work that we thought it was supposed to. Ngathi babhizi ngama-Nigeria nama-Zimbabwe nje kuphela. Where like ama-Somalia wabhizi. Ama-Somalia nama-India babhizi nje basithengisela ukudla lokubolile. Rotten food and shit like that, man. And at the same time, they come to tell us that, this money is no longer valid. You're not supposed to buy with a 10 cent or 20 cent. I'm like, what the fuck? In South Africa? Because here's the thing. If Liamali ayisasebenzi ne, why i-Reserve Bank isasebhizi i-producer those coins? Because the Reserve Bank is still busy producing or issuing out those coins. But more you're telling my friend bakutshela ukuthi this one is not the one. This one ayisathengi. Because another thing that I've realized ukuthi, the reason my friend bangafuni lama 10 cent nama 20 cent is because le mali yabo bayifaka emapaketeni ngisho. Mongafika lapha emakuleni namayi wangena lapha ku counter, uyothola kugcwele amabhaketi nje. Lama bucket we-Archer wagcwele imali. So my friend akafuni ukuthi le bucket ye-Archer igcwale ama 10 cent nama 20 cent. Ufuna at least ugcwale ama 5 rand, 1 rand, 2 rand, 55 bob. I'm like, but dog, sisemzansi mngani wami, sisemzansi. Even ngithi mngani wami because abo my friend. Sisemzansi. So why kumele wena uzongitshela ukuthi le mali ayisathengi, le iyathenga? Because noma uye Shoprite bayayithatha le mali. Besides ukuyithatha le, mabakunikeza i-change, bakunikeza yona, uthole mhlambe something kwi, suppose let's say this Monster, this energy drink, it costa 19 rand 90 cents. Bazokunikeza i-10 cents if uthenge nge-20 rand. Yabo? So wena mawufika emakuleni uthenga ngale ya 10 cent, maybe ufuna ukugcwalisela enye, bakutshela ukuthi hayi le ayisebenzi. Uba like, kanjani? Ayisebenzi kanjani? Ngoba baqeda ukunikeza yona eShoprite. Lama cents bayawathatha eShoprite, nase-Spar, nase-Pick n Pay, whatever. But mawufika kubo my friend bakutshela ukuthi hayi le ayisebenzi, le asiyifuni. Simply because lo muntu akafuna ukugcwalisa amabhakethi wakhe ngalama cent. But wayaspana. Here's the thing. If ayisebenzi, why i-government or i-Reserve Bank ilokhu ibhizi ikhipha lama cent? ibhizi sawa manufacturer, because sometimes mongabheka le mali emuva uthole ukuthi maybe ibhalwe ukuthi 2024 2025, but it's a 10 cent or it's 20 cent. So mara mofika kuma friend uthi akayithathi akayifuni. So I feel like i-operation Tutula nayo kumele ifike lapha emakuleni i-check ukuthi enhle kwenzakalani. Like I'm saying, man, mongafika emakuleni, remember those motherfuckers, they don't take their money to the bank. It's either le mali iyaphuma ibuyela le e-Ethiopia or e-India or e-Somalia, whatever, or ikhona lapha esitolo. Imali ikhona lapha esitolo igcwele amabhakede. Igcwele amabhakede. Mongafika lapha emakuleni, probably more than 100k ungaphuma ngayo. Yama-coin namaphepha nani, so of which it's illegal. Phela ukuphatha imali eningi la ukhona. I mean, imagine here in the studio and then amaphoyisa ayafika athola mhlambe 100k ngaphansi kwamakhawuchi, just like phala. It's illegal, right? But they don't do those operations emakuleni kuma-Somalia and stuff like that. Bafikela thina budaki phela, but ama-India nani bayabayeka. So you see ukuthi like nale operation Tutula or i-government somewhere somehow in a favoritism. There are specific groups that they don't even target. They're not even considering to target them. But they are ngathi khona laba, it's like they are those ones they are not afraid of. And then they be like, alo asimsabi. Since singasamsabi kanjena, asimfikele sibone ukuthi singathathani mhlambe angazama ukusibribe simyeke. But did you know that khona my friend bathengisa insangu lapha eBinoni nje? eBinoni khona my friend labathengisa insangu, but bafike lama Nigeria nje kuphela ngama drugs and stuff like that. Namandiya wayethengisa insangu, but we be like, well, man, I don't know what's going on, Lime Sans. Like, yeah, there's favoritism, man. Especially this thing you would have my friend bangathathi ama 20 cent, nama 10 cent. Come on, man. I mean, I get it. Sometimes more humble I start. I don't know what's happening to my vocal cords, man, but I wonder if we're gonna try to finish the show. But as I was saying, I wonder sometimes more humble I start uphetha ama-coin nani. Umuntu sometimes angagcina acabanga ngathi ngathi uphethe imali, unemali, uphethe imali eningi, kanti uphethe ama-coin, uphethe ama-cent nje. But then still, noma uhamba la estradini ukhala ama-coin emaphokethini wakho, you can tell ukuthi le coin le ikhalayo le i-5 bob le, or le i-20 cent, le i-5 rand, le into esona so. But I don't think it's against the law for those motherfuckers to be like, this one's ayisathengi. Ayithengi kanjani meanwhile nawe ungafikanga la eMzansi legit. Phela siyakwazi ukuthi ufike kanjani. Nokugeza abagezi my friend. My friend abagezi. Sikeleni ukukhuluma amanga nje. Abagezi my friend. Well, khona abanye bayageza mara still umuntu wakhona noma agezile unuka kabi nje. Unuka kabi. Ukhe wabona umuntu akutshela ukuthi into esona so ayithengi mara ngapha uyanuka. Hayi man, I understand tang. Makaqeda uzokuthengisela. Khona abanye mabaye toilet mababuya bawashi nezandla. But like, makaqeda uzokuthengisela amatamati nani. Mara wena mawufika uthi uthenga ngama 20 cent ukutshela ukuthi hayi le ayithengi. Owakuphi wena uzongitshela ukuthi ayithengi le shandisi? Ngoba wrong lento ishoyo. Wrong gabi. So i-operation Tutula nayo kumele yenze umsebenzi wayo ngoba hayi, whatever that's happening, it's bullshit, man. It's fucking bullshit, and I don't buy it. So what if kugcwele amabhakede anama-cent? Umsebenzi wakho angisho i-business, urun i-business, na imali thatha. Mara it's like my friend here in South Africa, they are so comfortable to a point where they can even tell you what buys and what doesn't buy. Sebakubekela nemilawo nemithetho nje. Imilawo nemithetho. Yeah. Those rules and regulations that you are not supposed to use this certain. Man, fuck out of here, man. Fuck out of here, man. This is so wrong, man. The only thing that we like about Abu, my friend, is the fact that in most cases, whatever you want, you're gonna get it. It's way different from when Utaki megavuli store. Yeah, if a black person decides to open a store, mo ufika lapha esitolo sakhe ndoda mothi ufuna ukuthenga abugwayi abekho, funa iRizzler ayikho, funa isinkwa asikho, iCoke ayikho, ngathi uthengisa ayikho nje, into ayithengisayo ayikho kahle kahle. So Abu, my friend, the only thing the reason why we'll never stop buying from them is because whatever that you want at that particular time uzoyithola. Mara leyo ukuthi bathi ama-cent nani abasifuni basijwayela kabi. Basijwayela kabi. I think they have overstayed their welcome. I don't know if where I'm at right now in the hood, eThema, mo ungafika eThema akunamakula wena ndiya akusana leyo shandisi, because angisho nalokudla kwabo sometimes sekubulala abantwana, kulisa abantwana nani. So umphakathi waseThema ovele wafika wathi hayi yazini enough is enough India malham. So nalama container wabo in awasekho. So all the Somalian tech shops, all the Indian tech shops, all the Ethiopian tech shops, they are gone. Mongafika eThema naseTsakani ya amandiya awasekho. Maye sekuthengisa uDaki. Problem ukuthi, like I said, mofika esitolo sakadaki mothi yathenga ayikho uthengisa ayikho nje, but eventually sesiyajwayela ukuthi lo uhlezi angenanto so mara lo unayo. So eventually imali iyacirculate egasi, but i-circulate amongst the blacks. It's no longer circulating amongst the Ethiopians and the Indians and the Somalians, whatever. So I wish maybe even other townships like Alex, Soweto, Oliveni, Diepsloot, bangenza the same thing. Baxoshe wonke amandiya, because umsangano lento bayenzayo. Umsangano straight. Mele baxoshe wena Somalia, wena Ndiya, wena Ethiopia, mabahambe. So umsebenzi ka-operation Tudula bata abawuyenzi umsebenzi. Kunale operation bathi operation Chanela, yeah, operation Chanela. Shanela yonke into manje, shanela yonke into, siyabutha yabama. So if you are selling illegal stuff or expired stuff, they're gonna arrest you, of which I think it's about time. Mara mina ngikhala ngale yama-coin. So what if soloku bengibhizi ngisiva lama cent and manje sewayenza 1,000 and ngifuna ukuthenga impuphu nani negrosa lapha emakuleni, futhi angeke ayithathe leya mali, angeke ayithathe, because ungitshela ukuthi le ayisebenzi kanjani nawe i-passport yakho engasebenzi. How? Phela bayasijwayela labantu, bayasijwayela ukubona ngami bayasijwayela straight. But angifuni ukukhuluma kakhulu ngabo, my friend, because nami mangiphuma la ngisayoya ku-my friend ngiyothenga something. You see, the way we are hypocrites ngakhona la eMzansi, we can talk shit about you and then later on come back and support you and be like, yakena besikhuluma nje besicocela. But at some point there are certain conversations that need to be had. We have to have certain conversations about certain things. Just because I'm supporting you does not necessarily mean that whatever bullshit that you are doing angiyiboni. Ngiyazibona lezi zinto uzenzayo. It's just that since ngiyi-loyal customer lapho nalapho, sometimes ngidecide ukuthi yazini I guess it's not my place. Ithi ngivale la ngidla khona. Yabamba. So but so I wanted to talk about this other topic. Well, somehow it involves Mihlali Ndamase, but I don't really want to talk about her. I want to talk about sobriety. So allegedly Mihlali Ndamase said that she's on a journey to sobriety, but there are some rumors that allegedly in private she still consumes alcohol, or maybe taking drugs, or maybe weed, because most of the people think that weed is drugs. Weed is not drugs. Weed is not a drug. Well, it's a certain high, your highness, but it's not a drug. It's just a plant. It just grows like that, And if you set to happen to set it on fire, there are some effects. That's weed. It's not the same as drugs, cocaine, heroin, whatever. You have to add certain things. Bacon, soda water, whatsoever. I don't know the recipe. I'm just saying, so but weed is not a drug. So I don't know if anybody had realized this, but sobriety is actually difficult, way more than rehabilitation. It's difficult, man, I'm telling you. So you voluntarily saying that you want to become sober, it's actually way more difficult than you actually going to a certain facility for a rehabilitation. Because whenever you are on a journey to sobriety, man, especially imagine so good December, so you are on a journey to sobriety. Kule December engaka ndoda ziwa yonke indawo, phela ziyawa yonke indawo tu. Wena moqeda you are on a journey to sobriety. Kule December mfethu ziyawa phela kuyaphithizela yonke indawo, left, right and center. So you're gonna have so many temptations to at least maybe just one nyana, just two nyana, and then from one it's two to three. Next thing, so tengama case, so phuza yonke into nje yabo. So sobriety, it's difficult, bafethu. And at the same time, I guess I get it. Like, there are some benefits of being sober. For instance, most of the people, they don't even think about this thing. I don't know if you realize it. Most sober ne nomulele, like uyakwazi ukuphupha dog. Like every time most sober uyakwazi ukuphupha. Mara once upemintango or uphuza ibhiya nani, every time mawulele ntanga uyaquleka, uvele uyaquleka same time, bese mawuvuka the following day awukhumbuli nokuthula le ngoba nesikhathi uphuphe ngani, bekwenzakalani nani. So I guess sometimes isobriety yafuneka ne, but man, sometimes mawulele dog, like especially mawuphupha uphupha ngento ezimbi chu, some bad stuff, horrific stuff, to a point where you be like, you know what, next time when I sleep, man, I just wanna pass out. Just like that, I just wanna pass out, because man, whatever bullshit that I'm seeing in my dreams is not the one, it's not it. But and then eventually you just end up dabbling in those stuff, eating it to one nyana, eating it two nyana. But man, I nyakutshela chu, kunzima ukuba sober chu. Sobriety, the journey to sobriety, it's difficult. I once tried it. I once tried it for like 4 months. Well, for that 4 months, I began to understand my thoughts, my emotions. Whenever I'm sleeping, I began to dream again. I began to not really foresee certain things, but I began to become active. Because 4 months prior, I was just being a zombie, man. I was a walking dead. You can see yourself moving, doing certain things, saying certain things. Yeah, yonke into le uyenzayo isaqondile ne, but you don't do it with that conscious yokuthi so vele I'm doing this but once I was on that journey of sobriety for 4 months, I began to be myself once again. But because you know what it tastes like, what it was like, the feeling, the adrenaline of being high, being drunk. Sometimes you just end up being like, you know what, I guess one wouldn't hurt, isn't it? Just one wouldn't hurt. And then from that one, you open the floodgates of heaven or the floodgates of hell. because some people tend to think that weed and alcohol are the gates to hell, but there are pastors who are drinking. Never mind the pastors, there are certain churches where during a Holy Communion the congregation is being given a wine what's this wine called? Red Maltana. Yeah, there are certain churches that use Red Maltana as their Holy Communion. So I guess they say drink but don't get drunk. Of which I find it very weird. How can you just sip this thing with the intention of not getting drunk? You might as well try not to drink it at all. At all. That's what I'm trying to say, man. So, but I was once on a journey to sobriety for 4 months, but I never told myself that actually I'm quitting. I'm no longer doing such and such. I just told myself that let me just take a break. Let me take a pause. Because I remember there was a time where I would consume certain shit every fucking day, week in, week out. I won't mention what, but I would consume certain shit every fucking day, week in, week out. Sometimes you would even wake up early in the morning around 7 a.m. just to go and knock at the dealer's house. Let me in, let me in, let me in, let me in. Just to get that high, man. So but anybody that told us that weed is not addictive, they lied to us, man. They lied to us. Weed is so fucking addictive. The only good thing about weed is the fact that you won't sell your bed just to buy weed. You won't sell your phone just to buy weed. And you won't, you might try to make plans, but you won't actually try to sell accessories just for weed. It's just a high. You get high, your highness, but not like the other rest of the shit, man. I've never been hooked on coke or heroin or any type of drugs whatsoever. I don't even know what mushrooms taste like or the feeling or the experience. But sometimes I'll be like, man, you know what? One day is one day, I'm going to try them when I'm in a safe, secure place. I want to try to hallucinate. Meanwhile, I'm not asleep, Yeah, so there are some certain things that you just got to try just for the mere fact of experience, experiment. But there are some certain things, it's a no-go. It's a no-go. More especially when talking about drugs. Nah, man. You're not supposed to do drugs just because you want to try the high, But with weed, the thing is, with weed, it started off small when we are still young, Back in high school, just doing some dumb things, escaping bunking classes and stuff like that. But I don't imagine myself bunking classes just for drugs. That would be bullshit, man. That would be total bullshit, man. But that was back in the days, man. We used to have fun. We had a lot of fun smoking weed and consuming all those beverages, So, but as time goes, the more you grow older, you end up realizing that, you know what? Yeah, I guess the experiment or the experience, it is worth it, but nah, it's not that worth it. It's not that worth it, So I remember once in a while back in high school, I once told myself or my friends that, you know what? When I grow older, I want to have a stable job, have my own apartment, and have a whole gangbang of weed. I want to be like Snoop Dogg. I want to smoke weed all the fucking time, man. But then I grew older. I was like, man, this shit is some bullshit, man. This shit is bullshit. Sometimes you be smoking the thing to a point where instead of having a nice time, you just end up drowning in your sorrows and shit like that. You feel like your mind is just racing. You're thinking a lot. You're overthinking a lot. Be like, man, let me just get out, take a walk. When you get out taking a walk, it's fucking hot outside, but you don't even care because you're so fucked up to a point where you can't even pay attention to the sun. You just be like, as long as I'm walking, get out of that miserable house, man. It's fucked up, man. So let me just try something else, man. So weed, yeah, it's nice, it's fun, but as time goes, the more you grow older, you just outgrow certain things. To be like, well, been there, done that. Not anymore, So, but not anymore does not necessarily mean you're gonna cut it short ever. You're not gonna do it ever. It's the same as I don't know, man. I don't know. Even people who are vegetarians are people who don't eat meat, right? Or let me just say Rastafarians. Yeah. Most of the Rastafarians, they don't eat meat, right? But you might find out that this father is actually buying KFC to his children. Just because when you are a Rastafarian don't necessarily make us to not eat meat. And you find that even the children, they are Rastafarian somewhere, somehow, but they're still consuming meat. So there are certain things just because you go into church, it doesn't mean you're not supposed to say fuck you to a certain somebody. If they deserve it, hey man, fuck you. I guess the Lord will forgive me, right? Sorry about that. But it's just crazy, man. It's just crazy. But like I said, I didn't want to talk about Michalinda Mas. I just wanted to talk about sobriety, how difficult it is to become sober, voluntarily so. We're not talking about a facility that they're going to give you certain medication, whatever. No, you telling yourself that, you know what? I'm not going to dabble in those things. And I do have money, but I'm not going to. Hey, man, that's difficult. That's fucking difficult, bruh. I'm telling you, that one is actually way more difficult than you being admitted at a hospital. At a fucking hospital, where they're gonna monitor you, check your progress and stuff. Man, that's difficult, bruh. That's what I'm just trying to say about you. Hey, Papit, it's so bright in Zim. It's so bright in Zim. You gotta applaud those people. You gotta applaud those people who are almost maybe 5 years sober. Be like, damn, nigga, how do you do it? How did you actually do it? 5 years sober. Like, damn. I don't even want to talk about those ones who had never done the thing. There are some, maybe shout out to anybody who had never drank, who had never smoked, but that one is easy. Not smoking and not drinking, it's easy. But sobriety, just telling yourself that I used to do this, now I'm no longer doing it, and I don't want to do it anymore. The fact that you know the experience, you know the memories, and you know how it's like, man, shout out to you, man. Shout out to you, man. You deserve it. You deserve all the medals, man. You deserve all the medals. With the fact that, because, don't get me wrong, guys. Alcohol will never kill you. Even weed will never kill you unless you overdo it. Because, you know, they are saying that too much of everything will kill you. Even if you eat too much chicken, something will happen. If you eat too much of fries or chips, something will happen. You can't eat a certain thing too much. You know, even when you can walk for the longest time, you're going to get tired. Your feet going to become swollen. So too much of everything, even if you drive that car, too much of driving it's going to get fucked up along the way. Now you have to service it, wash it, change certain things, repair here and there. But the fact that you know how it's like, and then you decided to quit and be like, nah, I think I'm done. Man, shout out to you, man. Shout out to you. You deserve all the medals, man. Sobriety. Actually, I gotta applaud somebody who's actually was on drugs. You were on drugs, and then you decide to no longer partake in drugs, not simply because something bad happened or it almost ruined your life, but with the fact that you just be like, hey, you know what? I think I'm good. Man, you deserve all the praise, man. You deserve all the shout out, man. It's not easy to not get high. It's not easy to not get drunk. Voluntarily so. If you have money, man, there are temptations every fucking way. It's not even peer pressure, because peer pressure is like when you see somebody doing a certain thing and then you begin to crave, and then you be like, well, maybe I want that too. I want that. I'm talking about you sitting alone by yourself but then you end up reminiscing about the fun times you had. And then you just end up being like, you know what? I guess one wouldn't hurt, right? One wouldn't hurt. You think? Alright. Cool. Cool, man. Cool. But anyway, I want to try to talk about something else. I don't want to talk about drugs for the longest time. Kids, don't do drugs. If you do, hey man, it's all on you. But my advice to you kids, don't do drugs. Or maybe do drugs after you finished school. After you finished your high school, your tertiary, and you're about to get employed. Or maybe when you are working, then you can do drugs. Maybe you can start drinking because you are doing it with your own money. But other than that, don't do drugs, kids. Stay safe, man. Stay safe. Because if kids are doing drugs at an early age, by the time they get older, they're going to become fucked up adults, man. They're going to become fucked up adults. So don't do drugs, man. Don't do fucking drugs. I wanted to try to talk about Vusiket Matala. Just for 2 minutes, because episode, I don't know. I forgot which episode it was that, but few episodes back, or maybe let me say a month ago or 2 months ago, I said it that wait until you see Vusiket sings like a bird. We thought Begitele was singing like a bird at the ad hoc committee. Nah, he was singing alto. I said it. He was singing alto. Wait until Vusiket or Thabo Bester come and sing like a bird. And he sure did sing like a bird. He sure did sing like a bird. And he exposed all of them. All of them. Anybody who was saying, well, I've never met Vusiket, he said it all. He was like, yeah, I did send 500k to Begitele. Yeah, I did send Begitele and his wife to a certain vacation spot for a wedding, whatever, allegedly. I'm like, God damn, this nigga sings. This nigga singing. And then now, all those ministers, they're gonna come and retract and be like, well, because it's called what? It's called perjury. Yeah, it's called perjury. I found the word. It's called perjury. If you lie under oath, they're gonna charge you with perjury. So, most of the ministers, Nabum Kwanazi Nanan, they lied under oath. They lied under oath. Vusiket came and exposed all them motherfuckers. And sometimes people might be like, well, how can you trust a word of a criminal? This is not just any random criminal, motherfucker. This is not just any random criminal. This is the John Wick they are talking about. The guy who can literally give the minister an offer he can't refuse. John Wick. God damn. So yeah, he was singing like a bird, man. He was singing like a bird, saying that, yeah, such and such happened, such and such. And I was like, guys, what the fuck did you expect? I said it, that all of those motherfuckers, they are lying. They are lying. Wait until the actual criminal come and testify and be like, oh well, lo, ungangitsheli ngumkhwanazi, ungangitsheli ngocele, ungangitsheli ngomchunu, ungangitsheli ngosibiya ndoda, hayi man, ungangitsheli ngalabo, ungangitsheli, labantu laba badlala la esandleni sami. Uvusiket washo njalo. Ha, umfana mpedi, ngiyakutshela dog. He was singing like a bird. He was singing like a bird. And with the mere fact, they were so scared. They thought that maybe there might be, what is this thing, man? I forgot what it's called. When they are transporting a prisoner to somewhere else, and then they get a decoy, and then yeah, I think it's called a decoy. It's called a decoy because we are moving on a convoy, and then a decoy happens. So yeah, they were afraid of that thing. So the ad hoc committee, it was hosted at the Hoshimamburu prison, just because we don't want the guy to escape. But he was like, so ngilandelele ndoda, You came where? Stay. I'm gonna sing like a fucking bird, man. I'm gonna sing like a mockingbird, man. And he did sing. He actually did sing. Mr. Matlala. Now, shout out to you, man, for exposing all these fuckers. And I'm not saying that I agree with whatever bullshit that you did, but shout out to you, man, for remaining intact, for saying your own truth. Because there were so many people who didn't want the guy to come and testify. They even tried to postpone the thing day before, but they were like, nah, man, it doesn't work like that. Doesn't work like that. So, shout out, Bafo. Shout out, Mfit. Shout out, Joe. Shout out. So, without any further ado, man, I don't want to talk much. I don't even want to talk about Shebe shit. Because I thought the guy got a bail. But before he got a bail, they were like, hey, here's another 6 charges. We're like, God damn. So apparently Shebe shit is still in prison or is still in jail, in custody. Yeah. So Shebe shit is still in custody. And I guess even him, it's about time he pay for his mistakes, if they were mistakes. But anyway, this is me and this is you. I'm out of here, man. God damn.
Trejo Tebugo from Turf Loop, but currently residing in Brakpan. I'm a scriptwriter and a filmmaker. I've always wanted to study film and TV production, but due to lack of funds, I ended teaching myself how to write scripts, shoot, edit, and direct short films and podcasts. I started a YouTube channel, Lang Tray Studio, where I shoot short films and podcasts on my Samsung